Sotomayor destroys the lawyers who are arguing in favor of the Oregon bill to uh, punish unhoused people sleeping with blankets. She asked if the unhoused should kill themselves by not sleeping. Uh, what are homeless people supposed to do if they're denied the ability to sleep in public? I mean, especially if every, place in the United States passed a similar bill, what are homeless people supposed to do? It is insane how so many states, so many cities, so many towns are punishing homeless people for being homeless while doing nothing to help alleviate homelessness.
Your intent was to remove, stated by your mayor, intent is to remove every homeless person and give them no public space to sit down with a blanket or lay down with a blanket and fall asleep.
That's not the intent of the law, and I would like to address
Well,
that point because the other side.
Why don't you answer the basic
Yes.
question?
So
It's not about fire.
If it's not about just targeting homeless people, does that mean that if you're just sitting in a public park, sitting on a blanket, does that mean you can be arrested? Because if so, that's just truly insane, besides the fact that it's insane to arrest homeless people just for sleeping, a biological function.
Fires, it's not about tents, it's about not being a time and place restriction, about eliminating all choices.
So we think that it is harmful for people to be living in public spaces, on streets and in parks, whatever bedding materials, when humans are living in those conditions. We think that that's not compassionate and that there's
It's
no
not, but
dignity in that.
neither is providing them with nothing.
Well,
Yeah, okay, so the lawyer for the Oregon bill says it's harmful for people to be living on, and yeah, it's harmful to people's health for them to be forced to live on the streets. But punishing them for being homeless does not alleviate that harm, it just compounds it by forcing them to pay fines, by making it harder to get work, by making them live on the streets even longer. Uh, if you want to alleviate such harm, you would be advocating for more affordable housing, uh, decreased rent. I mean, people shouldn't be having to provide like 3 times the amount of money they make in order to rent an apartment. Low-income housing shouldn't be $1,000 a month. Uh, you know, rent should be just a few $100. Being able to buy a house should only be like $10,000. Somebody shouldn't have to uh, uh, have like an income of like $1,500 or $3,000 in order to rent a house, and nobody should be paying $500,000 to buy a house.
To alleviate that situation.
this is a difficult policy question, Justice Sotomayor. It is.
Where do we put them if every city, every village, every town lacks compassion and passes a law identical to this? Where are they supposed to sleep? Are they supposed to kill themselves not sleeping?
So this is a necessity defense, as I mentioned, under Oregon law is available. States are able to address these concerns. This is a complicated policy question. We believe that the Eighth Amendment.
It's not that complicated. The question is, what are homeless people supposed to do if they can't sleep outside? What's going to happen? It's easy to tell that with a bill banning people from sleeping outside, namely the homeless people, that they're either going to not get the help they need because they're just going to be seen as criminals and be sent to jail, which is just going to be used to prop up private prisons, or these people are just going to die due to the elements, which has happened many, many times before, where people have like frozen to death due to cold weather or died from the heat because it's gotten too hot and these people have nowhere to go in order to uh, get reprieve from the elements.
Amendment analysis, to go back to it, focuses on the low-level
What's so
fines.
complicated about letting someone somewhere sleep with a blanket in the outside if they have nowhere to sleep? The laws against defecation, the laws against keeping things unsanitary around yourself, those have all been upheld. The only thing this injunction does is say you can't stop someone from sleeping in a public place without a blanket.